Chosen one. Stop scrolling right now, because what I am about to share with you is not just another motivational message. This is a divine interruption. Something extraordinary happened in the heavenly realms while you slept last night, and it concerns you directly in the quiet hours before dawn, while the world lay still and your body rested. The courts of heaven convened in urgent session. The Ancient of Days spoke your name, not whispered, not suggested, declared. And when God speaks a name, creation itself holds its breath. The angels stood motionless, draped in holy reverence, because what was unsealed about your life last night carries the weight of eternity. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 reminds us that knowing that ancient purpose was activated in the spiritual realm. And even now, as you watch this, the aftershocks of that heavenly decree are rippling through your life. That restlessness you felt this morning, that unexplainable peace mixed with anticipation, that dream you cannot quite remember, but cannot quite forget, these are not coincidences. They are evidence. Something sacred has touched your timeline. I want you to do something right now. If you sense in your spirit that this message found you at exactly the right moment, type "I receive" in the comments below. Let that be your first act of agreement with what heaven has already set in motion. And stay with me until the end, because we are going to close with a prayer that will seal what was released over your life last night. Now, chosen one, I need you to shift from casual listening to spiritual discernment. What happened while you slept was not a minor adjustment. It was a divine reckoning. The plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations. Psalm 33 verse. And last night, those plans concerning you were not just reviewed, they were enforced. Let me paint the picture for you. In the throne room of the Almighty, where time itself bows before eternity, a scroll bearing your name was brought forward. Not a metaphorical document, but the spiritual blueprint of your destiny, written before the foundation of the world. This scroll contained everything: your gifts, your calling, your appointed times, your promised breakthroughs. But it also contained something else, a detailed record of everything that has tried to stop you, every delay that was not from God, every betrayal that cut deep, every door that closed when it should have opened, every promise that seemed to dissolve into silence. And as that scroll was opened, the court of heaven did not sit in passive observation. They rose, because what was revealed was not just your pain. It was the divine response to it. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. Psalm 56 verse 8 tells us, chosen one, your tears were never wasted. Every single one was documented, dated, and filed as evidence in the courts of heaven. And last night, that evidence was presented, not to condemn you, but to vindicate you. I want to share something with you. There was a woman I knew, a devoted believer, who spent 15 years in the same position at work while watching less qualified people promoted around her. She prayed, she served, she remained faithful, but nothing changed until one ordinary Tuesday morning. Everything shifted. Within 3 months, she received 2 unexpected promotions, a salary increase she never asked for, and an opportunity to lead a project that aligned perfectly with her hidden passion. What happened? Her scroll was unsealed, her appointed time arrived, and what was delayed by forces unseen was suddenly accelerated by heaven's decree. This is not just her story, this is the pattern of divine timing. And if you are watching this right now, it is because your pattern is activating. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse the 1st of December lares, and beloved, your season shifted last night. Not because you earned it, not because you manipulated circumstances, but because heaven never forgets its promises. Let me tell you what happened in that courtroom when the full record of opposition against you was laid bare. Something ancient stirred. The accuser, who has stood in the courts making charges against you day and night, was silenced. Every false accusation, every distorted narrative, every twisted version of your story was brought into the light of truth. And then came the verdict: not guilty, not just forgiven, vindicated, restored, released. The scroll was resealed, but this time with a divine stamp that no principality, no power, no force in heaven or earth can break. And attached to that scroll was a decree of acceleration. What was stolen will be returned. What was delayed will be expedited. What was hidden will be revealed. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. Isaiah 54 verse 17 promises, and last night every weapon was dismantled. Every tongue was judged. But here is what makes this moment even more powerful. The decree was not just about restoration, it was about multiplication. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Joel chapter 2 verse the 25th of December lares. Not just replace what was lost, restore it with interest, with increase, with compounded blessing. Think about Joseph, betrayed by his brothers at 17, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned for years. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But Genesis 41 verses 39 through 40 tells us that in a single day, in a single conversation, Joseph went from prisoner to prime minister, not gradually. Suddenly. Why? Because his scroll was unsealed at the appointed time. And when God's timing activates, decades of delay can be reversed in a day. I am telling you this because some of you have been waiting for so long that you have started to believe the wait itself is the answer. You have started to think that maybe you misheard God. Maybe you imagined the calling. Maybe you are not actually chosen. But last night's heavenly session was proof that you heard correctly. The calling is real, the promises are intact, and the timing is now. There is something else I need to tell you. When your scroll was unsealed, a gate opened. Not a physical structure, but a spiritual portal. In John chapter 10 verse 9, Jesus said, I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. This gate is standing open right now. It burns not with consuming fire, but with purifying glory. And before it stand the angels, not to guard it against you, but to guard it for you. They are waiting for one thing, your decision to walk through. Because here is the truth, that religion does not always teach us. God will not force blessing upon you. He will make it available. He will open the way. He will remove the obstacles, but you must choose to walk through the door. Some of you are standing at the threshold right now. You can feel it. There is a knowing in your spirit that something has shifted. The atmosphere around you feels different. Opportunities are beginning to present themselves. People are reaching out unexpectedly. Ideas are flowing. Clarity is increasing. These are not random occurrences. These are the manifestations of a heavenly decree that was issued over your life. But let me be clear about something. This moment is sacred, but it is not permanent. Gates open at appointed times, and they close at appointed times. Isaiah 60 verse 11 promises, your gates will always stand open. They will never be shut, day or night. This is the eternal promise, but individually, there are seasons when specific gates are opened for specific purposes. You are in one of those seasons right now, and the question is not whether the gate is open. The question is, will you walk through it? Let me tell you about a man I encountered years ago. Brilliant mind, gifted leader, clear calling on his life. But fear kept him paralyzed. He saw the doors opening. He felt the shift, but he kept waiting for more confirmation. more security, more certainty, and one by one those doors closed. Not because God was punishing him, but because the appointed time passed. But there is another story I must share. A man in his mid-50s, after 30 years in corporate leadership, felt a stirring in his spirit to start a non-profit serving at-risk youth. Everyone around him called it a midlife crisis. His financial advisor said it was reckless. His peers questioned his sanity. He had every logical reason to stay comfortable, to wait for retirement, to play it safe. But he could not shake the knowing, that deep, unshakable sense that this was his scroll being unsealed. So at 56 years old, he walked away from a 6-figure salary and stepped through the gate. Within 18 months, his non-profit had impacted over 300 young lives. Within 3 years, he had raised more funding than he ever thought possible. And at 60, he told me with tears in his eyes, "I have lived more in these 4 years than I did in the previous 30. What made the difference?" He recognized the moment he honored the stirring. He walked through the gate when it was open. I do not want that to be your story of regret. I want it to be your story of courage. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Luke chapter 4, verses 18 through 19. This is your year. This is your moment. The favor that was scheduled for your life has arrived. Now, I want to pause here for a moment. If this word is resonating deeply in your spirit, if you are feeling the weight and the reality of what is being spoken, I want to invite you to support this ministry, not because I need it, but because sowing into what is feeding you spiritually creates a covenant connection. YouTube has a feature called Super Thanks right below this video. It is a simple way to say this message blessed me, and to partner with what God is doing through this channel. It is entirely optional, but if you feel led, it would be a blessing. Now, let us continue, because there is more you need to understand about this moment. When the decree was issued over your life last night, it did not just affect your future, it reached back into your past. Every moment of pain, every season of waiting, every experience that felt wasted, they were all reframed in the light of this decree. Romans 8, verse 28 tells us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This is not just a comforting verse. This is a spiritual law. Everything that happened to you, even the injustice, even the betrayal, even the losses, is being woven into the masterpiece of your purpose. That job you did not get, it was not rejection, it was redirection. That relationship that ended painfully, it was not failure, it was protection. That business that failed, it was not punishment, it was preparation. You have been in a hidden season, a season that felt like exile, like you were forgotten, like your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling. But Colossians 3 verse 3 reminds us, "For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." Hidden does not mean abandoned. Hidden means protected. Hidden means prepared. Hidden means being positioned for a reveal that will shock everyone who counted you out. And the reveal is coming. Actually, it has already begun. You are just now becoming aware of it. Let me share something practical with you. Over the next 21 days, you are going to notice a pattern conversations that seem random but carry specific information you need. Books, podcasts, or messages that speak directly to questions you have been asking privately. People from your past reaching out unexpectedly. Dreams that feel more like instructions than random thoughts. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. These are breadcrumbs. The Holy Spirit is leading you step by step into the fullness of what was decreed over your life. But you have a part to play. Proverbs 4, verse 23 instructs, Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. You must guard this word. You must protect this moment, because the enemy knows what was released, and he will attempt to sow doubt, distraction, and delay. He will use familiar voices. People who have always questioned your calling will suddenly become very vocal. Circumstances that contradict the promise will seem to intensify. Your own mind will offer logical arguments for why this cannot be real. Let me give you 5 practical ways to guard this decree. First, control your consumption. What you allow into your mind and spirit matters. For the next 21 days, be intentional about what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with. If it does not align with where heaven is taking you, it has no place in your life right now. Second, establish a declaration rhythm morning and night. Speak the promises over your life, not from a place of begging, but from a place of authority. You are not trying to convince God. You are reminding yourself and announcing to the spiritual realm what has already been decreed. Third, document the journey. Keep a journal of the shifts you notice, the conversations that seem divinely orchestrated, the ideas that drop into your spirit, the doors that open. When doubt tries to creep in, you will have written evidence of God's faithfulness. Fourth, find accountability. Share this word with someone who operates in faith, not fear. Someone who will remind you of what was spoken when circumstances try to convince you otherwise. Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 through 10 tells us 2 are better than 1, because if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Fifth, practice grateful expectation. Thank God for what is coming as if it is already here, because in the spirit realm it is. Philippians 4 verse 6 instructs us, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving present your requests to God. Thanksgiving is not just polite, it is a weapon. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what has been promised. It moves you from anxiety to assurance. But 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7 reminds us, for we live by faith, not by sight. Your natural eyes will try to convince you nothing has changed, but your spiritual eyes know better. Here is what I want you to do. Every morning for the next 21 days, before you check your phone, before you start your routine, I want you to speak this declaration out loud. The decree of heaven stands over my life. What was sealed cannot be broken. What was released cannot be recalled. I walk in divine timing, divine favor, and divine acceleration. I receive everything that belongs to me. Speak it with authority, not hoping it is true, knowing it is true, because death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18 verse the 21st of December lares. Your words create agreement with either the decree of heaven or the lies of the enemy. Choose wisely. Now, there is one more thing I need to address before we move into prayer. Some of you are wondering, if this is real, why do I not feel different? Why do I not see evidence yet? Here is the truth. Spiritual decrees manifest in the natural realm progressively. Think about when a woman conceives. The moment of conception is real, immediate, and complete. But the evidence takes time to become visible. First, there are internal changes only she might notice. Then, gradually, the evidence becomes undeniable to everyone. Your spiritual conception happened last night. The seed of breakthrough, of acceleration, of restoration, was planted in the womb of your destiny. It is real. It is alive. It is growing, but you must nurture it with faith, water it with declaration, and protect it from the voices that would speak abortion over it. Let me break down what this looks like practically. In the first 7 days, you might notice heightened spiritual sensitivity. You will catch yourself thinking about God at random moments. You will feel drawn to prayer or worship more than usual. This is the seed taking root in your spirit. Days 8 through 14. you will begin to notice shifts in your circumstances. Small things at first, an unexpected phone call, a chance encounter, a solution to a problem you have been wrestling with. These are early signs of manifestation. Days 15 through 21. The acceleration becomes more obvious. Doors that were closed suddenly swing open. People begin to take notice of you in ways they have not before. Opportunities align in ways that seem almost supernatural. Because they are. This is not wishful thinking. This is the spiritual law of sowing and reaping applied to divine decrees. Galatians 6 verse 9 reminds us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest, if we do not give up." The proper time is now. The harvest is forming. You are in the manifestation zone. But here is what you need to understand about this phase. The enemy will try to create noise during your waiting. He will orchestrate distractions. He will amplify small setbacks. He will use well-meaning people to speak doubt. Why? Because he knows what is coming. And if he can get you to abort the process in the manifestation phase, he can delay your breakthrough for another season. Do not let him. Mark 4, verses 14 through 15, teaches us about the sower and the seed. The enemy comes immediately to steal the word that was sown. He does not wait. He attacks right away, but if you will guard the word, protect the seed, and refuse to let go of what was spoken, the harvest is inevitable. Your breakthrough is not coming. It is already here. You are just in the gestation phase. And if you will stay faithful, stay focused, stay expectant, the manifestation will come in its fullness. Before we pray, I want to invite you one more time to subscribe to Chosen by Heavens if you have not already. This channel exists to remind you of who you are and what you carry. There are more messages coming, more revelations being downloaded, and I do not want you to miss a single one. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are alerted every time we release a word from heaven. Now, let us enter into this sacred moment of prayer together. Quiet your mind, open your heart, and let us seal what heaven has already begun. Abba Father, Ancient of Days, the one who knows the end from the beginning, I come before you now not as a stranger, but as a child called by name. I come not in uncertainty, but in holy confidence. Because what you have spoken over my life is more real than anything I can see with my natural eyes. Father, I thank you for what transpired in the courts of heaven while I slept. I thank you for the scroll that bears my name, for the decree that was issued, for the gate that stands open. I thank you that you have not forgotten me, that you have not abandoned the work of your hands, that every promise you made still stands. I thank you for seeing every tear I have cried in secret, for hearing every prayer I have whispered in desperation, for knowing every battle I have fought that no one else could see. And I thank you that none of it was in vain. Every moment, every struggle, every season of waiting has been woven into the tapestry of my purpose. Lord, I choose to walk through the gate you have opened. I choose to align with the decree you have issued. I choose to believe that what you said is more true than what I see. Forgive me for the times I have doubted, for the moments I have wavered, for the days I have questioned whether I really heard you. Today, I declare that the waiting is over. Not because I am demanding my way, but because I am receiving your will. I declare that what was delayed by the enemy is now accelerated by your decree. I declare that what was stolen is not just being returned, but multiplied. I declare that what was hidden is now being revealed. Holy Spirit, lead me, guide me. Give me divine wisdom to recognize the open doors. Give me holy boldness to walk through them. Give me spiritual discernment to know your voice from every counterfeit. And give me supernatural strength to carry the weight of what you are entrusting to me. I break agreement with every voice of doubt. I silence every whisper of fear. I reject every narrative that contradicts your word over my life, and I receive by faith everything that was decreed over me in the courts of heaven. Let my life become a testimony of your faithfulness. Let my story become evidence that you keep your promises. Let my journey encourage someone else who is waiting, who is wondering, who is on the verge of giving up Jesus. You are the gate, and I step through. I claim what you have purchased. I receive what you have released. I walk in what you have ordained, and I will not apologize for the blessing you have placed on my life. I will not shrink back from the calling you have assigned. I will not dim the light you have ignited within me. This is my moment. This is my season. This is my year. Not because I am special, but because you have chosen me, and what you choose, you equip. What you call, you enable. What you purpose, you complete. I seal this prayer, not with striving, but with rest, not with anxiety, but with anticipation, not with doubt, but with declaration. It is done, beloved. Thank you for journeying through this sacred moment with me. If this word stirred your spirit, if you felt the presence of God as we prayed, I invite you to leave a comment below and simply say, "Heaven moved, and I received." Let that be your declaration of faith, your agreement with what has already been spoken over your life. And remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Heaven has already moved. The decree has been issued. The gate stands open now. Chosen one, it is your turn to walk through. Until next time, stay aligned with heaven, stay aware of divine timing, and stay awake to the miracles unfolding around you. You are chosen, you are called, you are covered.